Happy Thursday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 448, and it is Thursday, November 20th, 2025. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have a sinus infection, so that's why I don't look the greatest, and I don't have much of a voice. And I'm sucking on a cough drop, so try talking with that in your mouth and trying to smile. But I have a paper pumpkin, and all I know is that Mossy Meadow is the color that we're going to play with tonight. So I'm going to put you down at the table, and if you get motion sickness or anything like that, just look away, and I'll let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. So hold on. So hopefully, as I said, today is Thursday. I hope everybody had a great week so far at work, on vacation, whatever it is that you're doing. I hope it turned out really good for you so far. Yeah, I lost my voice, or I started to lose my voice last week on Friday. And I get a lot of sinus infections, actually. It's just been a little while. Okay, we're good. I'm going to put the light on the subject a little bit more. All right. If you can hear me, please let me know. I just want to make sure that I'm talking loud enough. Okay, so I'm going to take off my sweatshirt. I'm a little warm. So, again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stamping for Joy. My YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. My email is penguinz33@outlook.com. And my Facebook page is also Stamping for Joy. Excuse me. Okay, so what happens is I do a Facebook Live on my Joy Borwedge page. And then I take this. Hi, Barb, welcome. I take this and I download it. Yeah, I know. At least it doesn't hurt. So I download. Hi, Tina, welcome. So I download this video onto my YouTube page as well as my Stampin' for Joy page, so that once Facebook Live deletes this video, it'll be on my YouTube. So please go ahead and do the like and the subscribe and on both pages. For those of you who are coming in, I do not have much of a voice. So hopefully you're like, who is this person? Hi, Darlene, welcome. And then also, if you wish to be invited to my stamp camps, send an email at penguinz33@outlook.com. Again, I live in Burnsville, and I might have one in December. I'm not sure. We'll see how everything goes. Okay, so we're going to take a break from my normal Facebook Lives, and we're going to do a paper pumpkin. It just came yesterday, and I'm excited. Tonight, Stampin' Up! Is having that class. I peeked in here, saw that it had Mossy Meadow, and I went and grabbed my large pad. But anyway, Stampin' Up! Is doing their class tonight, and their second one. And so I did not purchase that yet because I have to purchase the stamp set first, and then I will do it. I'll go back in and watch it after it's done. This way, I haven't gotten any new stuff yet, so once I get my new stuff, then I will sign up for that class, and then I will watch it, and then I'll go back in and redo, because I know that there's a memory page in there, and so I don't necessarily do memory pages. However, I guess it could be a nice thing to show off, right? Okay, so let's open up this kit. All right, so it looks like we're going to be making Ooh, cool. Boxes. I love boxes. If you have been a follower of mine for any length of time, you know that I take a week off in December to make cookies. And I had a cookie list. Now, the intention was to make the cookies and bring them to work. Now, I work for a large printing company, and we have at least 500 people in our company, with all three crews. And my part of the company is very small. But anyways, I had 19 different kinds. Now, it began when I first started in 2002. But I also did the same thing at the flower shop I worked at. So I've been at Imagine for 21 years, and I worked at the flower shop for 9.5. So basically, for 30 years, I've been doing cookies. And when I quit the flower shop, it grew from 5 different cookies to 10 different cookies to 15 different cookies to 18 different cookies and to 19. And it stopped at 19. And now the idea was to take the cookies and bring them in every day. And so that's what I did. And what I did was, some people knew about this, some people did not. And I, what's the word? I had a guy come up to me when I first started doing these cookies. After the first year, my husband actually worked at this company, and now he doesn't. But anyways, his friend came up to me and said, "You know those cookies you make for Christmas?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "You brought some down to us. I would like to, if I give you some money, would you make me some cookies?" He goes, "My wife doesn't bake." And I said, "Okay." So that's how the cookie list started. Now, a lot of the people don't know about the cookie list because I did not charge for the cookies. Well, no, at the time, the cookie list I charged for, because that means that they got a dozen of a certain kind. And I'm planning on doing all this. Either we're going to do all the boxes. Actually, I'm going to do one card, and that's going to be for the winner, because I'm not shipping this box in the mail. But anyways, so that guaranteed them that they got to get a dozen of whatever you wanted. So what I did is I brought in, like rum balls. I made rum balls, and I sold some rum balls, and then I brought rum balls in every single day, made with Malibu rum. Then I do truffles, and I do Oreo truffles. I had eggnog truffles, Grand Marnier truffles. That is a liqueur. I had let's see, what's it called? Chambord. That's a raspberry liqueur. And so anyways, I would bring these to everybody into work, and everybody got to try some. And people would come up to me every year, and they would say, "Hey, could I give you some money and make, cookies?" And it turned out to be half that. The money that I would spend, I would recoup about, I would say, half of it, roughly. And so last year, I ended up spending close to $600 on the cookies. And the reason why I do it is because apparently I have a talent. And I wanted to make this time of year a little happier for people that, obviously have to work. And this time of year, around the holidays, sometimes people don't see that as a happy time. So if I can give somebody a little bit of happiness with a little bit of sugar, then I love it. And so this year, I wasn't going to be able to do the cookies because I didn't want to spend any of the money because Mike's been in the hospital a lot this year. And so people were saying, well, I'll buy cookies if, so that's how this year started. So I don't know if I'm going to sell a lot of cookies because I'm charging $15 a dozen, but we'll see. My cookies are more gourmet style. It's not anything that you would probably see, on your mother's cookie tray or your neighbor's cookie tray. I had somebody ask me if I do chocolate chip cookies, and the person that I was standing next to laughed and said, maybe in the summertime. But this is I take a week off, and I am literally in the kitchen from about 8:30 in the morning till about, wow, look at that. Ooh, those are pretty. Until about 3 to 5 o'clock in the morning. And in between each cookie type, so like if I got done with all the raspberry truffles, then I would lay on the couch, put my feet up over the back, and then hang out for 45 minutes and take a little nap with a cat on my chest. All right, so we're just taking all of these out. And so I am going to do all of this. So we're going to design a card using the products. These are so delicate. The laser cut images are so pretty. I just love that. And look at the holly. And it just peels off so nicely. So that's what I'll be doing in a few weeks. Normally I take off around Thanksgiving. So I usually start Thanksgiving night after I clean up in the kitchen or come home from wherever we're at, and I'll make the fudge. And then, so I have like different types of fudge. I don't make everything. This year I am doing the sweet and salty, and it's a very creamy fudge, very, very yummy. I get very many compliments on it. I do a Oreo cookie fudge, pumpkin fudge, key lime fudge, and then I'm doing caramel this year. I made caramel fudge a couple years ago, and then I'm bringing it back. So I have all these recipes, and then I go through them. And I had a guy that is going to be buying a coconut. It's lime gin macaroons. And not a macaron, but a macaroon. So it's with coconut. And he goes, if I give you $100, how many dozen will I get? And I said, we'll see. So that's how we're doing it this year. But when I first wasn't going to do the cookies, it kind of made me feel empty. Because I've done it for so long that not doing it would probably just put me in one of those spirals. Not literally, but it could. All right, I save these just because You never know when you're going to need a nice back. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so we're going to fold this now that we got everything undone. Okay, so sending a little Christmas cheer from your home to ours. A gift for you. With love. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. I don't know why they couldn't put that Merry Christmas this way. So all the words were facing the same way. I don't know why. Okay, so this is the directions. Now this piece right here is the add-on. So if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you get a choice to purchase the add-on. Now this add-on worked with October, November, and December's Paper Pumpkin. Okay, so this kit contains supplies for 8 tags and 8 boxes. So what we'll do is we will make one card using the tag, and then we'll make all the tags for the boxes. Coordinating colors are basic beige, cherry cobbler, mossy meadow, and old olive. So this looks like, or this is what it looks like when you get done with it. And we're going to be adding Wink Estella because that goes with everything. And let's see. So it looks like there are instructions for 2 different kinds of tags. So the first kit gets all this, and then the second kit gets all this. So I would like to know who would like to see the card made with the circles for the wreaths, or would you like and I think that's mistletoe. So pick 1 or 2. Which one would you like to see made into a card? And then that way, I can show you how to take a Paper Pumpkin kit and not actually use it as intended. I kind of like to do that every so often. So this is number 2. Okay, Tina says number 2. If anybody else wants to chime in, otherwise we're going to go with number 2. Okay, now I like, now either A, we could chop this up and use this on the card, or we can make I can make another box using something left over. I think that would be actually kind of cute on the card. Let's do that. Let's chop it up. Okay. So this would be our box that we would be using. So we're just going to chop this. So what we're going to do is we're going to do. This is a gingham, and it's not straight. It's not a perfect gingham, a plaid. I love the fact that it's kind of wonky through the sides. Okay, so we got one. And then what we're going to do with this is maybe do something with it for the inside of the card. And that we have to chop off the end parts. Okay, so this is basic beige. Okay, so I'm thinking we could take a basic beige card base, because this is the box, okay? So to do one card, we need, to do this kit, we need that one, and the green, and we need a bow. This is a textured bow. And then we need these little tiny, I didn't take these out of the bag, sorry. Okay, need those. And then we need that piece. And I don't know what that is. It kind of looks to me like it's vellum, but did I miss something in the box? Because I only have, well, I guess maybe this is supposed to be that way. Duh. Because it's green on one side, and it's, see, this is the reason why you follow me. So if you get Paper Pumpkin, you know how to put it together. There we go. And then we need the twine, and then let's see, and we got the jewels. So we're gonna put, seeing as how we're kind of in the groove here, we're gonna do all of these berries and all of these berries, and we're gonna put them over on this side. These two go over here, and so we're gonna make, what did I say, how many kits? 8 tags and 8. Okay, so we need 4 for each. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll do 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Sorry. Normally I just do a little bit, one of each, because a lot of the times Paper Pumpkins are cards. And so I normally do just one card of each, and then we'll do the winners. Well, this is something that's not a card, so I kind of wanted to do all of the kit. But seeing as how this is not going to fit into the mail very well, I thought that I would be doing a card. And then that way, whoever wins the drawing for this, they would actually be able to receive something in the mail. And then we need 1, 2, 3, and 4. It doesn't show any of these for number 2, which I find weird. So we have a bunch of them. I guess we'll hold on to them if we have, if we make a boo-boo. Okay, so seeing as how this is going to be on our card, and one's going to be on the inside, one's going to be on the outside. So this is what we're working with. I am thinking that if we do a Mossy Meadow card base and cherry cobbler, if we do an old olive card and a cherry cobbler card base, I'm thinking that's what it's going to look like. So let's grab some cardstock. All right, so here's Mossy Meadow, and I'm just going to do this at my guillotine trimmer, which is over there. Okay, so I cut it so that it is 8 inches long and then 5 1/4 wide, okay? And then we're going to take cherry cobbler, and that's out of the other one. Ooh. I have 1/4 sheet of cherry cobbler left until I get my order in. Okay, so now we're going to have to take this and score this at 4 inches. And I always use my Simply Score tool because I feel like I have a better pronounced fold, and I don't have any chance of cutting it by accident. Then we're going to take this and use our bone folder to give that a nice crease. Okay. So let's kind of see what we're going to do with this. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the tag together, follow the instructions, and then we're going to attach it to the card. And also use, like, this is the box. Ooh, we could do that on the inside of the card too. Excuse me. I'm going to take a drink. Okay. I have blackberry lemonade. Okay, so we're going to, seeing as how we have everything separated, we're going to go to number 2. And we're going to follow the instructions. And we're going to put that card together. Okay, so it looks like we're going to do sending a little Christmas cheer from our house to yours. Now, I actually would... Ooh, look at that. That's the back side of that. Ha! Okay. So I'm gonna grab my Stampin' Pearson mat because I always use the Stampin' Pearson mat when I use photopolymer. I'm gonna take off that wimpy piece of film. Sorry. Okay, and so we're going to do sending a little Christmas cheer. Now I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet for a second, lay this down, and then I'm going to set my stamp right on that. And then I'm going to grab from our house to yours. There we go. Now, they want this both in cherry cobbler, or sorry, mossy meadow. I don't wanna. I don't wanna. I am actually going to introduce cherry cobbler in here as well, just because I can. You know, once you go rogue, you can go rogue on the whole thing. You don't have to make the paper pumpkin kit the way it tells you to. I 99% of the time do follow it. Okay, so, but just today I am going rogue, as my friends call it. Okay, so we're going to grab this and we're going to do sending mossy meadow. We're going to do that first. Tap, tap, tap. No squishing. You're not trying to kill a spider. I heard another demonstrator say that, and I laughed out loud and decided I'm copying that. Okay, so Mossy Meadow right there. Tap, tap, tap. Okay, that was very light on one side, but you could still read it. Okay, so then now we're going to do the other part in Cherry Cobbler. And that goes kind of down here. I was a little too high up. Sorry, but that's okay. Alrighty then. We're just going to close this up. And let's see. It tells us to take our bow, and I'm going to grab the silicone craft sheet, and we're supposed to put, I don't think there's a front and a back. Okay, in the picture, this is what it looks like, so this is the back. So I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals. Now, this is the dimensionals that it gave us in the kit. I am not going to start another pack of dimensionals when I have one already used up, or starting use. All right, so I'm going to take my people poker off my take your pick tool, and I'm going to grab one. Okay, and then it looks like a mini glue dot. On this piece and this piece. Okay, so the reason why I don't use these is because when I'm doing a Facebook Live, trying to take these little backings off, it's a pain in the rear, and I don't wish to make you watch me do that. So I'm just going to grab my regular mini glue dots and do that. Now, these happen to be a tad bit bigger, so I might be putting them in a different spot, or I might elevate it a little bit by squishing them together. And that is okay, because you know what? My card, stay. And just roll it up. Maybe it'll work better if I do it with my fingers. Then right there. There we go. Yeah. And then pull that up right there. The reason why I'm doing it on my silicone mat, silicone craft sheet, is that because you could see better on a darker surface when I am using lighter colored cardstock. Come on, stay on there, you little butthead. Okay, that looks good. And then we'll do the green one. Now the green one is also tan on the other side, so make sure you're following the instructions, if you're really following instructions. Pardon me. All right, so that big one goes right there. Ooh, these are nice and big, so I don't have to squish these. All right, we're going to put one right there. And one more. Right there. Come on, stay. Stay. Roof. And then this one goes right here. Okay. So then now, come on, move it up. There we go. It wants to stay with me now. Come on. There we go. I tear this off now. And, oops. Come on, get back in there. All right. So it looks like we are going to take these and flip them upside, well, to the right way. And it looks like the green is on top, so that goes where the circle goes. And it goes off kilter, okay? And then that is, we're going to make a bow with this, and I can see that little tiny piece. Now, as you can see, this is pretty straight, it's spirally, and so I just take it and rub it. I do have a kind of a fingernail, and so I'm just going to make a bow, and it says 12 inches long. That's a big bow. All right, so right there, I'm just using my glass mat, and I'm going to grab my scissors. All right, and we're just going to make a bow. Now we're just doing the card first, just to get it out of the way, and then we'll do all the boxes afterwards. Okay. And we'll do it kind of like assembly style. All right, so there we go. That's our bow. One's a little, that's really lopsided. There we go. That looks better. Okay, that's ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap that around. And I'm going to grab these scissors, and I'm going to put a notch in my cardboard. So I'm going to hold that in place right there. So then that way it won't unravel. Okay, so then we're going to take the backing off that, throw that away. That wants to stick to my fingers too. Boy, everything is just sticky today. Okay, so then we are going to take this and pop out that hole. And I guess we're supposed to tie these together with the bow. Never mind. It doesn't say that, but, or it doesn't even show that as a picture, but I do not know. Because if you tie these together... Hi, Marilyn, welcome. I've lost my voice, so... Okay, so we're going to take this and tie a bow. I don't even know who is going to really remove this piece here to see that it, you know, that we stamped something on there. Maybe we'll just do that on the inside of the card, because we're not making this for the box. We're making it a card so that we can actually use it to send to somebody. Okay, so then this goes here, and it goes on this. Goes right up in there. So now it's going to get stuck down, okay? And then this bow gets, you know what? I'm going to add Wink of Stella to the bow right now. So then that way I'm not going to hit any parts on there. We're just going to make this bow nice and shiny. And we'll just lay this down on its side so that it gets better coverage. All right. And one more tail off the bow. And you can see how shiny that is, isn't it? All that is the glitter, and it will dry. Okay, so then we're going to take that bow, and we're going to put that in the smack dab of that. So now, and it looks like, okay, so this is what we're supposed to attach to a box, okay? So this is the box that it comes in. And so we're going to do the folding of the box. And just folding in all the score lines so that once we start putting this box together, it'll actually come together a lot easier. And Stampin' Up! Does all of this work for you. Okay, so this is going to be a cute box. So these two pieces go like this, and this flips over, okay? And then these two pieces and these two pieces flip over as well. And they go into those little grooves, okay? And then this piece right here, I think I made it upside down. Nope, I made it right. So it goes like that, okay? And so then your tag goes on the outside of your box. But because we're not sending the box in the mail, we're making this a card. And so I decided that we're taking the colors off of this and we're creating this here. And so we're going to put this on the card. And what I want to do is I kind of want to put this on the back, kind of like this maybe. Okay, so I'm going to cut this so that this is 4 inches wide. And so I want it to be a 1/4 short so that it has a nice, so it goes all the way across. And then this will get raised up on that, and it gives it a little, okay, so we're going to put this adhesive on here. You know what? I'm not using Stampin' Seal. I'm actually going to get out tear and tape. And the reason why I say that is because this is shiny and this is food service, so that you can actually put food in here. It's food safe. And so we're going to put that down, and then I'm going to use this Pampered Chef piece scraper to help me rip that off so I don't have any pieces hanging over the edge. All right, I'm going to take the People Poker. Well, actually, let's burnish that down so it's easier to come off. And then, there we go. Slides right off. Okay. Oops. I'm going to glue that somewhere else. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this for a second. Hey, Bert. Okay, so we're going to put that right in there. And then we're going to take our tag, and we're going to put dimensionals on the back side. We're going to put big ones on there. 1, 2, and 3. stab and grab those backings. Throw those away. All right, and then that's going to go right here. I'm looking at the top part of this tag to make sure it's straight, because the lines on here are not straight whatsoever. And so this can move. And so like I said, people are not going to realize that there's going to be anything on that, so that's okay. You know what? Let's just put adhesive down on that anyways, because I don't want somebody to think, oh, they made a mistake and then tried to cover it up, because we're actually doing something different. Okay, so that's going to be the front of our card for just a moment. And now we're going to take and add this to the base of the card. And that is going to go right there. Oops, don't go in there, Bo. Okay. That is going to be cute. All right, and then we're going to take these, and I'm going to use my putty piece. These look to be all the same size, so we're going to go one right there. Sometimes they come with light or small, medium, and large, but all these happen to be the same. Where shall we go? Right there. I kind of like that. Oh, we could put it in the middle of the bow. Nah, that would be way too much life. Okay, so ... All right, so I kind of like the front of that. All right, so then I think I'm going to change this up a little bit. And I'm going to clean off. I think we're going to do From Our House to Yours. But we're going to do it in black so that it shows up on the Very Vanilla, or sorry, the Mossy Meadow. And then we'll stamp something on the inside. This is how my mind makes up something. Okay, so we're going to grab, when I don't have something, okay, so that is tap, 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 no squishing. You're not killing a spider. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do that down in the corner here. And we're going to put that on here so it has a little cushion. Oh, doesn't that look cute? Okay, and then we're going to close that up. And we are going to do the inside of the card. Now, I'm going to cut a piece of this is a piece of basic beige, which is the same color of that. And so this happens to be 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. And so we're going to stamp the greeting that says, "Sending a little Christmas cheer." And we're going to do that in Old Olive. And I'm going to stamp on that to make sure my Old Olive is acting weird. It's doing that. I guess that's fine. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, turned out very nice. Okay, so let's see what other kinds of things come in this stamp set. A gift for you. Now, wouldn't that be cool? You know what? We're going to change that. I'm going to flip that around. Okay. We're going to put that on a block. And this is how I design. You're watching the artistic flow. All right, so let's see. How do we want it to go? I think I want it to go that way. Ooh, look at that. And then we're going to do that in cherry cobbler on the inside. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so we're going to have to clean that off. And we'll grab the cherry cobbler. And we'll have to clean that off too. Squeak, 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 squeak. That means it's a clean block. Okay. Once we do all the tags all at the same time, it'll go a lot faster than me trying to design a card without having to know what I was actually doing. Okay, let's see. Beauteous. That looks good. Okay. We're going to go right in there. Perfect. Okay. Close up that. And then now we're going to add this to the inside. Okay, I think that looks good. And then we're going to add a little bit of the Wink of Stella, because that's on the bow on the front. So let's do a little swipe so it's not so much. Just dab. But the reason why I want to do all this boxes is so that I can maybe put some treats in there. Okay, you could probably see a little bit of that sparkle in there maybe. Okay, so I mean, that turned out to be a very cute card that instead of being a box, now I can put this in the mail. And so all you have to do to get that in the mail to be entered into the drawing is do a thumbs up, a heart, that gets your name entered. Then if you leave a comment, that'll get your name entered. And then if you share this on your timeline, that'll get you entered twice. Okay, so then now we're going to actually do the, thing as we go. Okay, so number one. So I need to take a drink here. Sorry. Okay. I wish this sinus infection would just go away. All right, so we're actually going to be doing number one. And so it calls for, seeing as how I cleaned all these off. Did I clean that one off? I'm going to use the same blocks. So I just want to make sure that these are clean. So then that way I put them back clean. I never I should say I always clean my stamps. So then that way I don't make the mistake of accidentally dropping it in something that's already done, or something that you're working on and something drops. And yeah, I've had that happen. Okay, so let's get this tag on a block, and it looks like this one's a good size. Ooh, I'll lift it literally off the table, that glass mat. Okay, so we have that. And then it wants us to ink up all the backside of these. Is going to have the little bit of red. So then we're going to take that and we're just going to line that up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so it wants a gift for you in Mossy Meadow. Okay. And we're just going to practice. Yep, that looks good. And that wants it kind of right there. I think I might have missed a greeting because there's supposed to be something underneath it. Oh, with love. Okay. Yeah, I guess I got to do with love. But I'm going to do with love and cherry cobbler. Because, you know, it told me that I could, you know, use cherry cobbler. With love. All right. Put that down. Gosh darn it. Behave. Never mind. I'm going to use this one. Somebody at work today called me a squeak toy. Mike, can you give me a cough drop? Sorry for the interruption. Sorry about that. Thanks for sticking with me. Okay, so so we're going to do with love right here. Oh, that looks so cute. You could certainly get a paper pumpkin kit and have your kids help you, have your grandkids help you put it together. I mean, it gives you, or you could get a bunch of kits and then have a girls' night, a bottle of wine, have some fun, minus all the distractions. Okay, and then it says Merry Christmas. And so we need to put, we're going to move these off because we're done stamping on those. And it looks like we're going to put Merry Christmas on 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And Merry Christmas. That's going to go right there. So we're going to clean off with love and then use the same block. And we'll pick that up. Okay. And Merry Christmas is going to be in Mossy Meadow. I'm going to try to do this without... Okay, I'm actually going to get my silicone craft sheet because I can see the outline of, you know, where the paper ends. And so I could see that better because my surface is darker, so that way it'll help me stay within the confines of my paper, just like that. Okay. So then now we've got all the stamping done, and it wants us to take the wreath that we had used earlier on the inside of the card, and it wants us to stamp that. Okay, so we're going to grab that block. Okay, and that is going to go on the green part. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and it looks like the wreath is kind of like that, according to the picture. Okay, so now I'm going to do that. This is called Tone on Tone because this is Mossy Meadow ink pad going on top of Mossy Meadow cardstock. Okay. And that's, now we're done with stamping. And so then with this particular box. Okay, so then it wants us to grab the bow and we're going to grab the silicone craft sheet because no adhesive sticks to it, so that's why I like using it a lot. Okay, so we're going to put dimensionals on these. And then the greetings that we stamped, those are going to get dimensionals. Okay. And grab my people poker and put a dimensional in the bow. Right? Yep. Okay. So then now we're going to do one dimensional on each side. Now, paper pumpkins are made to take about a half an hour, roughly, putting them together. Now, there are paper pumpkins are a subscription base kit. So it comes to your house. You don't know what you're getting. But there is going to be a sale on prepaid paper pumpkin subscriptions. And it's a black, oops, where is it? Oh, there it is. It's a Cyber Monday. It's December 1st through the 9th. And if you prepay for a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 12-month, then you get them delivered to your house once a month. You have to, and if you don't do that, you could test it out for like 3 months. It's normally $81. It's $61. For a 6-month subscription, it is $162. It's only $122. And then for a whole month, it's $324, and then it's $244. Now, putting a kit together like this, it's very stress relieving, and I call it, me time. It's my therapy. It's my happy place. All right. So then it looks like we're going to take the leaves. We have these. And so this is going to be the, excuse me, this is the side that we're going to put the dimensionals on. Really? Okay. I think we're putting dimensionals on these because they're going to get covered up. Okay, so on here, there is like the two pieces of the wreath. So I'm having it exactly like it is pictured. So then that way, hopefully, I do it right. And you know what? If it doesn't turn out exactly like that, that's okay. There's no right way or a wrong way. Stampin' Up! It's not going to come and take your wreath away and said, you didn't do it right. Okay. Oops, come on. So hopefully, I really like my paper pumpkins because it allows me to be creative, and then I don't have to think of what to do. What's the design? Where is it going? What's the intention? Okay, and okay, so this is a lighter side green. So it looks like the lighter side green is going to be the up. And it goes... Okay. thinking I'm going to do this a little differently than what it's trying to tell me to do. Okay, so we're going to put our wreaths down here because we're going to do all of these at the same time. Okay, so we're going to lay these down. One, well, we're going to poke out the backing. Come on, let's go. Put them all out at the same time. Use the people poker, stab them. Stab them all. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay, so then we're going to take that, and that, and then we're going to take our ribbon and measure 12 inches. So we're just going to run that through my fingers so it doesn't stay curly. All right, so I got 3 of them here, and I am just going to pull that apart and get that one. Come on. All right. So I think I got, yep, they're all separated. Okay, so then we're going to take this and tie a knot. I'm not going to tie a knot. I mean, I'm just going to tie it, and then I'm going to make a bow. And then, I don't know if this is how this part works, but I don't understand how, it doesn't show in the pictures how it's attached. So I'm like, this is how I'm going to do it, and if you do it differently, then go ahead. But there is a Stampin' Up! Video to do this. I did not watch it because I like to be surprised by my creation, and I like to, try to follow the instructions like I'm supposed to, or, how they're intended, but just because the one took a little bit longer to design because it was go with the flow. And when I take a picture of the, I always take pictures of the projects that we make. So then when I take a picture of this, I will take a picture of the card and the box together, the 2 boxes, because they have 2 different kinds of tags. And then that way, if you get your paper pumpkin kit and you haven't put it together yet, you can make them into cards if you wanted to as well. But just because it's a box doesn't mean you have to make a box. And just because you get 9 cards doesn't mean you have to make 9 cards. You can cut the envelopes generally. You can cut the envelopes because they're decorated most of the time. And you can use that as part of a card front or a card base or something. And I've seen people, when you get, 9 cards or 8 cards, I've seen people make, 16, 20 cards out of a kit. So it's really, what product you already own. If you want to go above and beyond the intended kit. But there are some kits that Stampin' Up! Sells that are in the catalog that are actual kits. And you get to see what the kit is. You get to pick out. Some of them do not have any stamping. And they don't come with a block. And they don't come with ink. And they come with labels that are printed already. And then you just attach and put the cards together. And if you're like, Joy, I'm not creative. Well, guess what? I am not creative either. My sister is a paid artist. And me, I can barely even draw a smiley face and have it look good. But I've been doing this since 1999, so I do consider myself good with other people's work. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this first. And it looks like it is I don't know where. It kind of looks like that, I think. So I'm just going to put adhesive on here. And that's where I'm going to put that. No, that doesn't work. It needs to be a little bit more. It's not like you're going to see that anyways, really. Okay. I want to go up a little bit more then. There we go. There we go. Now we can see that. Okay, so then now we're going to put a little adhesive up there. And we're going to put our wreath. There. And there. Okay, then we're going to take the backings off of these, and those are going to go across the way, so then it gets covered up by the greeting. So that's going to go right there. Oh, I think these are going to turn out cool. All right, so then the next one. So like I've said, I'm not, when I get the paper pumpkin, it's for me. Somebody else designed it already. I don't have to spend my time thinking about, okay, what color should I use? Somebody took the time already to do that, so it's one less thing I have to do. And so somebody else did all the hard work, and I appreciate that. So that's why I kind of do it a lot of times, just like it intended. But I think that, all right, did I take the backings off? Yes, I did. Okay. So then now we're going to take this and we're going to hide the dimensionals. All right. Now we're going to put one here and there. Okay. But then sometimes I'm like, I'll just make one of each piece, and then I will design or think of how am I going to change this up a little bit. Okay, I have my bow. Let's see. My bow is not I am wondering. There we go. bow is going to go underneath my wreath. See, there's always a way to change things up if it doesn't work out. But when I first started paper crafting, I was like, a deer caught in the headlights when I first went to my first Stampin' Up! Workshop. I still do in-home parties. If people want to have me over, you grab girls. I do 2 make and takes, and you bring the friends, and then everybody goes home with 2 handmade cards. Now, not as elaborate as my normal stuff, but they are certainly fun. But anyways, people would say, what is Stampin' Up? And I would say, do you know what Tupperware is? And they're like, yeah. Is that even a thing still? I'm like, I don't know. I said, just like Tupperware, but more fun. I mean, who wants to play with, rubber lids? You get to play with rubber stamps, make a card, and then send it out to somebody and make their day. I mean, that is what you're basically sending smiles in the mail, homemade hugs. And that's what I like about it. Now, the Wink of Stella does not come in the Paper Pumpkin Kit. Neither does the Take Your Pick tool, the craft, the silicone craft mat, the adhesive runner. But it's a great way to be crafty, have somebody design it for you already, and you have instructions. And the instructions are pictures. And there are no words. So that way Stampin' Up! Can send it to the German countries, to the French countries. I don't know if we're still in Japan or not. Okay, so then we've done that. And then we're supposed to put these on here. And you need to stick the jewels on. I'm like, where did I stick those? Okay, so we're going to put the lid back on the people poker because I do not wish to draw blood tonight. And, all right, so 1. Okay, guess we're going to flip that over. 1, oops. And then 2 and 3. I mean, that's what it looks like. And then we're supposed to put dimensionals, so big ones. So I'm going to line up 3 here because I don't want to miss up. I don't want to mess up and not get my dimensionals. I want to get them on the box. So 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to take those off. Okay. And then we're going to put our card, our tag on the front of that. And then on the inside it says a gift for you with love, and then you sign your name. I mean, like, how fun is that? Yeah, I know, I'm a squeak toy. But you could put Ghirardelli chocolates in there. What else could you put in here? You could put a gift card in there. Like, how perfect would that be with a gift card? I mean, that'd be awesome. Okay, so let's do the rest of these. Put the gems on, because otherwise I'd forget. So, 1. I guess you're going right there. 2 and 3. Okay. And then, go right there. 1, 2, and 3. And then put my putty back in its place. And then go 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so those are good. So then we're gonna, I guess we can leave those, and we'll grab these boxes, and we'll do the same thing. We'll just flip and we'll fold on the score lines. And there's even I didn't see the page until just a moment ago when I was looking through this, but it shows you how to put the box together. So, I used to work at Pizza Hut for 9 years. So, and then I worked at the flower shop for 9.5 years. So both places we made boxes. And the place where I work at now, we tape the boxes. We don't make them like this very often. All right. And so then that is one. I mean, see how easy that went together? Okay. So then we're going to do the same thing. Now you could flip them back and forth to see which way you want the box to, you can have your opening to the right, or you can have your opening to the left. It doesn't really matter. So we'll stab and grab those backings. And we'll put that one on. Oops. You just want to get it on there. Okay, so that's box. All right, so let's get the next box. Oh, there's 2 of them right here. Oh, they gave me an extra box. Haha. Okay, so fold all on the lines. Now, if you want to use your bone folder on this as well, go ahead. These are burnished really nice. Okay, so we'll just take these 2 pieces and then fold that over to incorporate them. There we go, like that. Okay, then again, we'll take those 2 side pieces and fold this little notch right on in there, and then box closes. Okay, so then 1, 2, 3. You could put a Starbucks gift card in here. You could put maybe a chapstick with some Ghirardelli chocolates. Let's see, what else is kind of flat? Let's see. I mean, gift cards to anything, obviously. You could put cash in here. I have a cookie that I make. You take brown sugar and butter, and you boil it. And then you put that over graham crackers. And then you have pecans on top of that, chopped pecans. And then you take that handmade toffee, caramel toffee, and then you put that over the graham crackers. And you bake it in the oven. That would be delicious way to get, put it in a baggie of some kind. because obviously there's going to be air in there, so it can, you know, mess with the freshness. It can make it, you know, whatever. But, okay. I mean, see how quick that went with 4 boxes. Okay, so now we're going to make 3 of the other ones that we made the card from. So it's actually going to be a little easier, I guess. Okay, so we're going to go back to this one. And so we're going to actually do the greetings just like it said on this. We're going to grab the Stampin' Pearson mat. Now we're only making 3 because we made a card in one. Now I'm thinking I'm going to do the same inside because I think that turned out really cute. So this way I got different colors, but they say the same thing. I guess that should be fine. And this doesn't have to be Christmas. You can certainly do that for a retirement, for somebody who is celebrating a graduation, a birthday. So this is a great card, or a great stamp set to have. All right, so we're going to do Merry Christmas. No. Yeah. Merry Christmas. We're going to do Merry Christmas in real red on the inside. Because the other one said Merry Christmas too, but that was on the front. So we're going to do Merry Christmas. I mean, they may not even see the back. I mean, depends on who this is going to go to. They may or may not know that there's an inside, you know, to open up. Ha! Look at that! Okay, I like that. All right, so now that's done. Okay, so then we're gonna take the green, 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna poke those holes out all at the same time. All right, and then we're gonna move that off. 1, 2, and 3. Where'd that twine go? Just somewhere here on the desk. So if you were to, you know, do this the smart way, you would cut all your twine at the same time. I'm just doing part by part just because that way if you can't stay for the whole Facebook Live and you saw part of it, then you saw part of it and then you're good. Okay. So I normally, like I said, I normally do just, okay, so we're going to take these and just put them through our fingers so they actually tie better. But I do generally one part of the kit, which is one card for the most time. I mean, I can't remember the last time I did a non-card paper pumpkin. Okay, so this is going to go on the front. And we're going to tie a knot, or a bow, I should say. Because like I said, it doesn't give really any instructions on how to put these together. Maybe another demonstrator might do it differently. This is the way I'm going to do it. Hi, Bert. Bert steals my chair. When I do my Facebook Lives, I stand. And especially now, because if I were to sit down, the microphone of the camera would be further from my head and you'd probably not hear me very well. That'd be kind of funny. Come on. There we go. All right, there's one. And I love paper pumpkins. I have so much fun doing them. They have really come, they really have come afar. Okay, that's not even. I don't like it when the tails are like so far away from each other. Like you got a little tiny bow and a big bow on the same one. It's like, no. All right. One more. All right, one more piece. I really love this cherry cobbler. I don't know if you could see it, but it's texturized by the back. There's a little kind of blotchiness on there. There's some lines, so there's really good texture on here. Now, if you want to order a paper pumpkin subscription, wait until the sale, which is the 1st of December through the 9th. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to do our greenery. These pieces. Okay, so this piece is going to go upside down. Here's the other one. There it is. Okay, so this is going to go. All right, we're going to do it an easier way because I have adhesive. So we're just going to put adhesive, and we're going to flip this around, and we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to stick that right there, okay? And then we're going to take these and put these upside down, and we're going to put a dimensional on. And we use the small ones. So 1, 2, and 3. And then stab those backings. Don't stab you. That is the reason why I call it the people poker. Because I am the people it pokes. But I have yet to draw blood, so that's good. All right, and then that is going to go right there. Because those circles, they blend together. Okay, and then we're going to do those bows. And I'm going to do, let's see. This one has a boo-boo on it. That's okay. Nobody's going to see it. It's going to be back. All right, we're going to put the dimensional on the back. So this stands up. And then we're going to give it a little wink of Stella. Because, you know, everything needs a little sparkle. Especially when the world is not in a nice place. All right. There we we go. And we'll just leave that upside down for now. We'll take that off. Okay, we got a little bit of Wink of Stella on that one. We'll turn that upside down so that we can grab the mini glue dot backing off and attach that to the, whoops. I think that adding the shimmer to this bow just makes it. Okay, we'll put the lid back on and then stab and grab those backings. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And then that'll go right where the bow is. Okay. All right, so we're just going to set this up there for now. I'm going to put the lid back on. We're going to make these boxes. Get rid of that. And so again, we'll just fold. Now, they gave you 2 different color tags, but all the boxes are the same. And, okay, so we can fold it like that. You know, just do all the folding if you wanted to do, you know, more assembly line type thing. And then fold that. So when you put the box together, it folds so much nicer. All right, one last box. You're like, wow, Joy, this is taking a really long time. Well, you're supposed to have 8 boxes with 8 tags. Well, we're actually going to have 7 boxes and 1 card. Okay, so then I'm going to take these 2 insert side pieces and fold that over. Squish that in, that little tab piece down at the bottom. Oops. Come on. All right. You don't want to work right. There we go. If you need a mini glue dot, go ahead and put a mini glue dot on that because you're misbehaving. But really, it's actually really easy. Okay. As I said that, well, guess what, you little butthead? There's always a way to fix something. I am a fixer. There. You are not coming undone because I said so. There, box. Yay. Well, let's see if this one's going to be a lot nicer. Don't do what your brother did. Okay. Oops, we were going the opposite way. So 2 tabs, fold over. Go in the little notchy part. 2 tabs, fold over. Go into the little notchy part. Down at the bottom, right there. And box is done. Oops. Box is now done. All right. And then these 2 pieces, fold over. Come on. I don't think, that's why, because I didn't fold that. Duh. Okay, now it will fold over into the little notchy part down at the bottom. Okay. Now, if you do something like this, you could always keep one box open. Don't put it together and use it as a template. And then you can score. We'll do these all facing the same way. Then you can, I mean, if you're a paper crafter, all you need to do is use Stampin' Up's box as a template and then create your own card boxes out of cardstock. And you can make them bigger. Just add a couple more inches and then you could put, you know, bigger treats. Don't ask me if I'm going to do that because the answer would be no. I don't have enough brain power to figure that out. Not with this sinus infection. Nope, nope, nope. All right, stab and grab those backings. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And put that down. Squish. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay. Okay. And then we'll just add our gems on after. Okay. Okay, where'd our gems go? On the table. There they are, underneath the ink pad. Okay, the People Poker is closing up for the evening. And we're going to put gems on. So we have 3, 6, 9. Oh, we have extra gems. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. And let's go 1, 2. Whoops. That didn't want to come with me. I'm going to put that one on the box. And then that one right there. Right by the bow. There we go. Who says you have to do it all the same, right? Because somebody's not going to sit there and say, you didn't do it right. Your bow is not sparkly. Actually, if somebody handed me this, I would say, no, yours is not right. Your bow is not sparkly, unless they used Wink of Stella. That was not in the instructions. Now we have these. Guess what? Normally, embellishments are done in a number of odd numbers. But I think this wreath needs another one up there. And I don't want to throw these 4 away, so I am breaking rules. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Aha! Okay, so we actually put a whole paper pumpkin kit together. So let's show you, get everything together. All right, so this was 1 together, and then this was the, so I asked, this was number 1, and this was number 2. So I asked, which should we make a card? And so it was voted number 2. So what I did is made the card just by following, this was the box. I cut the box apart, and you know what, there's a little piece I could put in here. Didn't do that. We're going to take it and we're going to do that side. Let's see here. I'm just going to put a little tiny piece down at the bottom. Kind of bringing the outside in. Okay, so that, we're going to cut that. So that is, we're going to cut that to 3. And then that will hang over just a tad bit. And we're going to use that tear and tape. And that way, just rips. But I don't like ripping because it leaves unhinged edges. So we're going to we're going to just put that little piece right down at the bottom, just to kind of decorate the inside as well, because you see this here. I like to see a little bit on the inside. Okay, so what do you guys think? Which one do you like better, number 1 or number 2? And whoever wins this out of this batch, so I'm going to take these. Okay, so, oh, I need to keep one of these. Okay, so this, and this, and this. So this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 2 made into a card. So then that way I can mail it. So which one is your favorite, 1 or 2? And then, so how you win to get entered to win that card is to leave a thumbs up or a heart. And that's also including the replays. So if you didn't make it while I'm live, I go back in and I wait a little bit before 30 days is out, and I try to pick I try to let as many people as they possibly can get entered. So you might think, wow, Joy, that was really cute. I have a friend that would probably like something like this. So if you were to put this on your share this to your website, somebody might see that and say, oh, I don't know what paper crafting is. I don't, and that could be something that I could get into. That's what sharing is for. So that way, introducing people to something that actually could, help them out a little bit. Oh, Tina, you like number 2? All right, thank you. And then if you share this on your timeline, you also get 2 entries. And then if you leave a comment, now, even if you're watching on the replay and you've just come across this, just let me know if you've never seen me before. Let me know where you're coming in from, because that's kind of cool to see where all my viewers are from. And as I have stated before, that I have a sinus infection right now, so my voice is not normal. So if I sound weird, there is a reason. So I want to say thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Thursday evening. I hope to be back on Sunday after 5 o'clock. Take care, guys. Have a great week, and happy stamping.